Hello. Heather Lindsay's on the phone.
Hi,
Heather has got the best case in Connecticut against corrupt judges you will ever hear. Okay? Now, Sam, he's a
Hello.
whistleblower in the city of Stamford, which is the most corrupt town in the state of Connecticut by far. I think every single judge needs to go to jail because 20 of them have arrest warrants against them, capious. But Sam, your experience with Stamford incarcerating you, can you tell them you're a whistleblower and what happened?
I am a whistleblower. I blew the whistle on the city engineers for conflict of interest, prohibited interest, and misusing funds for personal enrichment. That's it. Same ones that took my
Embezzlement?
job, embezzlement, the same ones that took my job 20 years ago, and Corporation Counsel
Show the
violating
articles.
the rules.
Show the articles.
Forget about it.
Forget
But
about
the
it.
judges are putting innocent people in jail, and this is what they do to whistleblowers. They violate all our constitutional rights, and I stand in the jurisdiction of the United States Constitution.
So
I am a
let me-
person representing myself after I fought 6 attorneys off to be able to represent myself. After 3.5 years, I can finally tell my story.
Thank you. He was denied his day in court, his exculpatory evidence, and the prosecutor lied about it. So look on the screen. This is a transcript of Judge White, J.W. Okay, the matter is scheduled to begin jury selection today. What was the date of this? A week ago?
11:30 and 11:29.
Okay, so now he has total recall, which should surprise no one. The case goes back to July 2019. No, it goes back 17 years, right?
This goes back 24 years, actually.
24 years.
Yeah,
Okay.
1998.
He's been docketed 37 times. That's not true. No way. It must be 150 times. According to the docket, counsel for the defense filed a motion to withdraw. Let me explain that. Thomas Lingell, who's TL right here, asked the court during jury selection to withdraw. And the court granted it. Why? Because Thomas Lingell, right here, TL, not only does he have multiple DWIs, but the prosecutor threatened to put him in jail for 60
months.
years,
2 months.
60,
2 months,
60
John.
days,
That's right.
if he didn't screw Sam to the crucifix.
And he said it to,
Lots of people.
yeah.
Well, witnesses, put it that way. So
It's
here we go. Let me
recorded.
continue. It was heard on November 4th by me, heard arguments, denied the motion.
Several attorneys have admitted they're being threatened by the judges and they cannot represent me. I was forced into trial into one day when everyone else goes on a trial list. It's just par for the course, Johnny.
So here's the
3
judge's statement.
incarcerations, 3 kidnapping crimes by the judges to hide whistleblower complaints. And that's how they treat you, John.
And I intend to hear that today. Those are Judge White's words. After he admits this next sentence, before I hear that, I'll indicate that for the record that the defendant has filed a civil lawsuit against Judge White in a federal court.
This
So
is
Judge
a
White,
violation of administrative procedures right here. Go on, John. Keep
so
reading.
Judge White rules and arrests my friend here with the full knowledge that Sam is suing him in federal court, and he puts it on the transcript. Well, there's a lot of stuff on this transcript that we're going to have to go through line by line to impeach the prosecutor, impeach the judge. By the way, they didn't even know the charges.
The judge was required to recuse himself from my case, and he said he could decide to stay, and that was a violation.
Is that Hudak and White? And who else?
White did it on the 29th.
Okay, fine.
He said he could stay. That was a violation of administrative procedures, right on the record. I have the
Actually,
transcript.
threatening a person is the Hobbs Act. To threaten you with ruin.
They've been threatening me for 3.5 years since I filed complaints and made the front page in the Advocate.
Where's the advocate?
I don't get it, John. I put it away.
Oh,
Go ahead,
okay.
keep going.
Well,
Keep
I'm
going.
going to keep going till Sam shows you some of the proof. By the way, there's so much proof. How many videos you have?
There were over 300.
300 videos of Stamford corruption. 120 I've seen and commented on because it's that blatant that they don't care.
I made the front page with my whistleblower complaints, and 2 months later I was in jail. That's what they do. And I expose embezzlement and other federal crimes going back 24 years.
So, when you look at the evidence, folks, which is overwhelming, it's a landslide. So what do the judges do?
They put me in jail, silenced me.
They make him take competency exams, which he passes in red, white, and blue fashion.
The police wrote false reports the same week that this came out. The police reports said I was mentally unstable.
That's
when
what
I
they
was
do.
taking
They
pictures
try
of
to
construction
make
crimes.
you incompetent or criminally insane so
Their
they
only
can
way
lock you
out.
away where?
It's the only way out. The Whiting Forensic Hospital, and
Oh
they got
my
good
God.
people illegally incarcerated.
Now hold
in there.
on, we
They're
have
keeping
a
good people in there.
37-page Whiting Forensic Hospital pharmacist whistleblowing report given to Tong, and she was fired.
They have a history of abusing patients, as we know, and paying multiple millions of dollars.
Shahadi, $9 million. What'd they do to him? For 7 years, they tortured the same patient, 40 individuals on video, tortured him, took dirty diapers, wiped them on his head, mopped him in urine on video, knowing that the state would not prosecute them. Hold on a second.
There's a lot of innocent people in jail, John. We got to get them out. And in
Oh,
mental
Tim's
ward.
one.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
What's his last name? Baldiga?
Baldiga, yes.
Let
Actually,
my
young
people
man,
go. That's what they said when they
illegal
crossed.
incarceration.
Who said that?
That was Martin Luther King.
No, let my people go is Moses.
Was Moses.
Well,
God
I'm glad
bless
you have a
America.
sense of humor going into
We
court.
stand in the
By the way,
jurisdiction of the United States Constitution. And
unfortunately,
those constitutional rights are ours, people. They're our God-given rights. They took them all away. My right to liberty, my right to air, my right to breathe, my right to live in my family home without illegal search and seizures.
And you're
they
right.
terrorized
Hold on,
me
listen
for
to this.
4 years.
a tree
4
limb
years.
fell in Sam's pool, ripped the lining, and he dragged it in front of his house while the leaves are being collected, and he put it out in the street. And you know what they arrested him for?
It's all bullshit, John. The problem is judges are putting innocent people in jail, and that's what matters. And
This
we
is
got to
the bull.
stop it immediately.
This is the bull. And out the other end,
It's all bullshit.
so on the floor of the American Stock Exchange, when someone's full of it, you say,
These cops are running around $250,000 a year, and they're playing on Facebook on these construction jobs, closing the
Double
road
standard.
illegally, closing the road illegally.
hey, Celia,
And they're doing text
Celia,
messages
who else?
and Facebook all day. $250,000 a year, and they write false police reports at the drop of the hat when Captain Conklin says, "We got to put this guy
See this
away."
tooth? When I reported the Stephen Barrier murder, they knocked it out.
Chris Joeli resigned when he was trying to hide the witness tampering crimes on my case, John. Joeli. Yeah.
He resigned.
Internal
And
Affairs.
now they're
All the police
promoting
commissioners resigned.
everybody to fill those vacancies. And I must say, for the city of Stamford to pay Conklin to promote OxyContin as a securities protection racket, the fact that Heather Lindsay's on the phone, hi Heather, tell them what they did to you.
I thought this. Sorry.
Is she there?
Are you there, Heather?
I am. I
Say-
just have
tell 'em
phone
what they did to you.
reception.
Tell them what Fahujah did to you.
Oh, I was drugged and gang raped by Dr. A.J. Ahuja on High Ridge Road, his nephew and his brother.
And you are an
And,
angel of mercy to step
in
forward to help
front-
Sam.
I marched in front of his office with 5-foot signs with 50 people for 10 days to let the public know because the police department refused to do their job.
Did they bribe you?
They did.
How much was the bribe?
The bribe was involving my $3.5 million property out in California that Dr. Ahuja was allowed to steal, even though I have a ruling from the Stamford Superior Court judge that said he had no right to.
So did they seal your case?
Pardon me?
Did they seal your case?
They sealed a case that stemmed off of my case. What happened was, after I lost at trial, Dr. Ahuja, right before the statute of limitations ran, he sued my attorneys for having brought him to trial.
Are these the same judges and cops?
Yes, same. Everybody's the same players, and there's no justice.
Tyranny?
I went to the FBI. I went
Tyranny?
to the DOJ. Oh, tyranny.
Gennario?
Within 2.5 months, came up with a ruling on my Stamford home, would not allow any kind of mediation, modification on the property, will not allow me into,
Kremrich?
This is by state statute, an EMAP, to be able to, catch up on the arrears on the mortgage.
Mintz?
He barred me for 15 years. I've been fighting to keep the roof over my head.
Well,
So
let me ask you.
stripped
Ready?
me of
Ready?
all my properties.
Okay, wait. Bullet, rapid fire answers. Ready?
Ready.
Did they bribe you? Was it $3 million?
The property, yeah, invaluable property. There's only, a couple of pieces.
Did they
of
tell
property.
you they sealed the case when they did not?
The court did.
Did they
The court
dismiss the
told me
case?
that
Hold on.
that the
Did they
case was
dismiss the case? Yes or no?
Yes.
Why?
So I wouldn't be able to get the transcripts, and part of the transcript said that the officer that investigated my rape threw in the garbage the material evidence, which was tape recordings that were illegally done on me to prove
Destruction
that
of evidence?
I was bribed.
Really? By the prosecutor? Why didn't the prosecutor prosecute
they were
the...
all aware that, at the time it was Mitch Rubin. And
Rubin.
Mitch Rubin...
Hold on, wait. Sam, did you ever run in with Rubin?
I met Reuben for one day on a court date after I was arrested for false.
What about
arrest
Rich
witness
Colangelo?
tampering. I met with Richard Colangelo before any of these arrests happened with Mark Sinise as well in the state attorney's office.
Heather,
And the Board
Richard
of Ethics
Colangelo?
was caught.
No, I have to clarify. Mitch Rubin said to the newspaper that Dr. He had disagreed with Judge White. He said,
Judge White!
Yeah, he disagreed with him, and he said Dr. Ahuja should be treated like any common drug dealer. And what did he get? Judge White fined him $10,000.
For murdering his kid, murdering his wife,
Correct.
drugging you, raping you, and foreclosing on your house.
Don't forget,
Yeah.
drug.
And then bragged in open court that he gave the
Distribution.
profits of my property to his
I gotta have a drink.
licensed attorney in the state of Connecticut. Right here in Stamford. He's on drugs himself. He already testified that he's on
How many
drugs
kids
himself.
did he drug, or was he a pusher giving free drugs to high school students to get them hooked to become his sales force?
My understanding is that he is called the go-to guy, and his territory stems all the way to Hartford, all the way into New York City.
Did he give steroids to the Darien and Stamford police?
Yes.
Wow. So how many males that were raped came forward?
I know of 3, and
I think
know
there's 5.
I spoke with one last week.
So that's
And-
4, and I know a 5th. Are you saying that this druggy douchebag, Emmer Effer, tell him about the brother. Was he caught with $18 million in the trunk of his car bribing judges and New York police?
And New York police.
To let Oxycontin pushers go, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
well,
hold on. Do you know how much these Oxycontin pill mills gave the Connecticut Senate and the U.S. Senate in bribes? $112 million in bribes.
Yeah, well, the money's flying. We all know that.
So how many kids do you think died?
Oh, I can't even.
It's
I could
hundreds.
never-
Brian Merlin says it's hundreds.
I know of one person that's going to, willing to testify.
Hold on.
at
Brian
the,
Merlin hands out the Narcan at the clinics. He knows. He ran for Congress against Times.
Johnny, last week I spoke to a kid, and he's just a young 30. He told me that he spent 4 years in prison because of Dr. Ahuja. Too fearful to step forward. Too fearful because of how big how deep this.
So hold on a second.
This
Hold on.
victim-
So they're going after Sam. They're going to put me, you, and Andrew on the stand, right?
Correct.
And guess who's going to destroy their world? No jury in Connecticut will convict Sam when I'm done with Nemec. Should we leave it at that? I dare you, Mr. Nemec.
I mean, victims aren't allowed to stand up.
I'm going to send you this video in 10 minutes when we're done. Nemec, that is. So listen. I validate and worship the ground you walk on for having the cojones to step up in all your difficulties for Sam. You understand? Now, who's going to step up for you?
Well, hopefully this round, this is up to Stamford Superior Court whether or not they're going to allow me to have a change of venue on the 20th of December. And I want this case out of Judge Genario's hands because he protected his uncle, who was the Monsignor at St. Catherine's Church, who raped 23 young boys.
William Gennario raped 23 boys, and his nephew, is a Stamford Superior Court judge ruling in Heather's case, multiple cases of mine, Sam's case, Andrew Pritchard's case, and the list goes on.
I mean, I can't get away from this judge. I mean, he's controlling...
Oh, by the way, he's hearing my 1219 motion with the Secretary of State about the certification of Richard Blumenthal's U.S. Senate seat due to collusion, conspiracy, conflict of interest, destruction of petitions. 57,962 voters wanted us on the ballot, and guess what? We have them in the palm of our hand. Any judge that messes with Sam is going to get the full metal jacket. Got it? Have a great day. Pleasure to talk to you, Heather. It's time for dinner. Gotta go.
Thank you.
Channel 12 is here
Bye, Sam.
to entertain us. We'll see what happens. Bye, my love. Wishing you the best.
Thank you.
God bless you. Bye.
Same.